38. Johnson right, and they send Herman in motion. And Parkinson has it, looking to the screen. He goes to Fredrickson, a great block. And Fredrickson, from the 20-yard line, comes all the way out to the 44, a gain of 24 yards.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. I saw an article. I'll leave a link in the description box to the article. It's from NJ.com. And it posted a question that says, do the Giants have the NFL's best secondary now that they, just got Adoree Jackson? The article came out, I'm going to say about 5-6 days ago. So I saw that and I'm like, let's see where they have us ranked. I mean, not going to have us ranked in number one, but, where do they have us ranked? They also made a remark that Pro Football Focus had a tweet, and they said, asking the question, who was the best secondary in the NFL, and they had like a picture of like 8 different teams and all, and the Giants weren't on there. So apparently, according to Pro Football Focus, understandably so, because I mean, we had a couple guys last year that had good years, but overall, we're in top 5, top 6, 7, 8, whatever. Do we have the ability this year with the guys we got? Absolutely. But last year now. But on NJ.com, what they were, was after, the guys we drafted. We got Adoree Jackson. They put us at number 5. And I'm like, wow. Okay. But rare. Giants getting maybe a little bit of credit. Well, I mean, it's one thing to do it on paper, right? It looks all pretty on paper, but you got to go out there and you got to get the results too. But I mean, even just to have somebody say that the Giants are possibly the 5th best secondary in the NFL, I'm like, whoa. So I looked to see who they had, who was ahead of us. They had the Rams at number 7. I was like, wow. It's pretty good, I mean, the guys ahead of the Rams. They had the Ravens at number 6. So we were number 5. The Denver Broncos, they had it number 1. Of course, drafting Patrick Surtain in the first round doesn't hurt. Then they had Green Bay was number 2. Jair Alexander is possibly, if not the best, one of the best cornerbacks in all of football. Then there are 2 safeties they got, Darnell Savage and Adrian Amos. I mean, that's a great tandem right there. Then they have Buffalo at number 3, and Tre'Davious White. He's good. He's very good. So I can agree with that at Buffalo number 3, and they got Cleveland at number 4. Now Cleveland's got a bunch of young guys. I mean, Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams. Then they drafted Greg Newsome this year as well too. They got a bunch of young guys too. They, watch out for Cleveland this year. They get that is a special secondary. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be very exciting between Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh's going to be, they'll be there. The Ravens and Cleveland this year. I don't know about Cincinnati, but those 3 teams right there, that's going to be a heck of a dogfight this year. So that they said, but then they had the Giants at number 5. Then they had a couple questions. One was, Adoree Jackson, his health. Is that going to hold up? They also had question with Aaron Robinson and Darnay Holmes. Who's going to take the lead in the slot cornerback, right? Xavier McKinney, coming back from injury, can he stay healthy? The 5 games he played last year were very good. Can he continue that? So they had a couple questions, as far as, can the Giants, produce this year in the secondary? Now you go look at, the guys they got in safety, I'm just going by like Pro Football Focus, okay? They're the grades they got. I mean, Xavier McKinney was actually in the secondary. he was the second highest graded guy. Bradbury was 79.8, but McKinney was graded out at a 70. Pretty special. He only played 5 games. Small sample size. He only played 5 games. Hope the guy can stay healthy. So good pick there in the second round. Then, of course, Jabrill Peppers was a 64.7, and Logan Ryan was a 64.1. So you got to look, if you got guys in the 80s, that's we're talking elite, So, if you got some guys in the 60s, mid-60s and above, that's good. And we got 3 of them in the 3 safeties, all right, that were like mid-60s and above. So that's pretty special. And I said, let's not forget about Julian Love, too. He graded out at a 55.2, which is not, super phenomenal. But in the first 5 games he played last year, he gave up 3 touchdowns. The rest of the season, he didn't give up 1, not a 1. Right, the rest of the season. The last game of the year, he was the second corner against Dallas in the last game of the year. I think they had 6 balls thrown his way. He gave up like 4 receptions, but it was like for 51 yards or something like that. So, tell you what, we'll take that. He had a nice game there. But overall, his overall play was a 55.2. Now, they had him all over the place. He was free safety for 454 plays. They had him in the box for 51 plays. They even had him on the defensive line for 8 plays. He was the wide corner, probably the second corner, for 145 plays, and they had him in the slot for 61 plays. So, not super duper productive, but, Patrick Graham had him everywhere. 5 different positions last year. That's good. You can't complain about that. The one touchdown he did give up that comes to mind was against the Rams and Cooper Kupp. On the play, Darnay Holmes, was in the slot covering Kupp. Well, when Goff got the ball, he started dropping back. He sent Darnay Holmes on a blitz. So now Love came up and was covering Kupp. So Kupp kind of like made a move to the outside, and I don't know what the hell Love was doing, but he kind of like wandered out to the outside, and then Kupp stepped inside and took off down the middle, and Jared Goff hit him in stride, and he took one for a 55-yard touchdown. That was absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. At the time, the score was 10-9. We were down by 1 point, and we gave up that 7 points right there. Put us down by 8 points. That was a big touchdown that we gave up there. But in the first 5 games, he gave up 3 touchdowns. The rest of the year, he gave up nothing. We had him all over the place. So, he was a 4th-round pick. So he did pretty good for us last year. All in all, you can't complain. He was the number 2 corner last year. Let's also not forget we had Isaac Yiadom there. Okay. Isaac Yiadom was the same thing too. They had him like all over the place. He graded out just about what Julian Love graded. He graded out a 56.8. All right. He was a 3rd-round selection. We got him from the Broncos for a 7th-round pick. So for a 7th-round pick, we got him, and he's a 56.8. He can't complain. Are we going to win? Is he going to take us to a Super Bowl? Probably not if we got to depend upon him all the time. But it was the same thing with him. He did the same thing as what Julian Love did. Patrick Graham had him everywhere, except Julian Love played free safety. Isaac Yiadom didn't. Isaac Yiadom played on the defensive line, had him in the box, was playing quarter, and had him out at the wide corner as well, too. So he played all over the place. So, he's not somebody maybe you want to have starting, but he's depth. He's good depth. So you can't complain. I said, especially we got him for a 7th-round pick. But you look at it was kind of almost like a revolving door last year. Last year we had Ryan Lewis over there. We had Corey Ballantyne over there. We had Isaac Yiadom over there. From on the other side from Bradbury, and then we had Julian Love. So it was a revolving door over there. I mean, it's kind of tough that, when every couple of weeks you got a different guy over there. It's tough, Of course, Corey Ballantyne and Ryan Lewis aren't on a team anymore, but Corey Ballantyne was graded out of 36.7 last year. I mean, not very good at all. And Ryan Lewis was a 41.2. Not very good at all. So those were probably like one of the worst couple guys we had in the secondary. They're not on the team anymore. All right, but we got Rodarius Williams in the draft now. Got to start looking and thinking about. There's a good chance he's probably going to make the team. We only had 6 draft choices, and one of them was on him in the 6th round from Oklahoma State. So there's a good chance he's not going to be playing maybe a lot in the secondary. He's going to be a special teamer. So he's probably going to make the team. And I said, then I got Aaron Robinson. Now, between Aaron Robinson and Darnay Holmes had a nice year last year, but they're going to be battling out for who's going to play the slot corner. But even though Darnay Holmes had a nice, for his rookie season, he didn't allow a touchdown. His pass coverage grade was a 48.8, and he graded out overall a 48.1. I mean, that was just his rookie season. It's not easy. Slot corner, is not easy by any stretch of imagination. Can he get better this year? Absolutely. Now that he has somebody there who they drafted in the 3rd round, maybe taking his job, might light a little fire under his rear end, and he might get even better. They're going to push each other. So hopefully the play that we get from the slot cornerback this year should be better, which leads me to my next person. The 2nd corner should be better this year because we got Adoree Jackson, right? So hopefully he stays healthy and we won't have that revolving door at the second cornerback. Now, he was injured, hurt last year. He only played 4 or 5 games last year toward the end of the season, but he didn't grade out too well last year. But Adoree Jackson in 2019 graded out at a 79.9. 2018 he graded out at a 73. His rookie season 2017 he graded out at a 74.6. That's pretty special. Now if we can keep him healthy, we got 2 good cornerbacks right there. And I said if we get Aaron Robinson or Darnay Holmes, battling out for that slot corner, helping each other out, we're gonna be pretty good there too. Now we also then you got I forgot about Sam Beal. He's not a Judge guy, but he is a Gettleman guy. Gettleman spent a 3rd round draft choice in the supplemental draft to get him. Now he didn't play last year. He didn't play in 2018 when we drafted him because he got hurt. So he only played in 6 games, but when he did play 6 games, he graded out at a 54, which is not bad. I mean, it's all he played, 6 games. So his contract is still good for another 2 years because what he had last year, his contract, it's kind of pretty much like whatever, did null and void, doesn't count, whatever, because he opted out due to the virus. So he's only been on the team 2 years, so we got it for another 2 years. So as I said, he's not a Judge guy, but he is a Gettleman guy. So we'll have to wait and see if he hangs around and makes the team. But if he does, I said the 6 games he played, he graded out at a 54. Not too bad. Hopefully he can get better. And one thing is that it's tough just to get a new defensive coordinator in there, grab a bunch of new guys, throw them on the field, and say, "Hey guys, all right, take us to the Super Bowl." That's tough. You got to get the guys, in the same system. Know what Patrick Graham wants to do. The more you play, the more the coaches know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And what Joe Judge says all the time, tell me what the guys can do. Don't tell me what they can't do. Tell me what they can do, and we'll put them in the best position possible to be successful. So the more you play, the more they'll know what you can do, and the better they'll try to put you in better situations to be successful on the field. And if we can get this core group of guys with Patrick Graham another year under the and if we can stay somewhat healthy, I definitely think we can be a top 5 secondary. Absolutely. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!